welcome back. I appreciate you for being here. What's up, party people? Take two. Hi guys, welcome back. Today on this video, we are going to be making, can you guess? Maybe because of the title, you can probably guess, beef stew and cornbread. I decided that kind of last minute. Not gonna be a lot of measuring to this. It's kind of just whip bamboozle. You put stuff in and it's yummy. I did measure the cornbread, and I think I might have recorded the recipe. I don't know. Maybe I'll write it down. Maybe I won't. I don't know. You like my plants? Just trying to find a good background. Thought this was great. Anyway, I already recorded this. I'm just gonna do another voiceover type situation. Let me know if you guys like that. Yeah, it's really simple beef stew that you just cut up a bunch of stuff, throw it all in a pot, make some gravy. You got beef stew. So, let's go. Kitchen is this way. So stupid. Okay, here's all the ingredients for the beef stew. There's quite a few things. Up there in the corner we got beef broth, we got onion powder, mushroom powder, chunks of garlic, better than bouillon. It's like a base, like a beef base. There's a garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, I didn't even end up using, mushrooms, salt, pepper, carrots, potatoes, and onions. Here we have the meat. I got a big old pack of meat from Sam's Club. Look, it's only $17.28 for 3.47 pounds. That's a lot of meat. Alright, we're going to turn the oven on. Jazz fingers. Apparently feel if it's warm already, right after I turned it on. There's some avocado oil. We're just going to put all the meat in a bowl and add all of the ingredients, all of the spices and stuff, get it all coated really well. And then we are going to sear it off in the cast iron pan. When you sear it, you give them better depth of flavor. You get like a more smoky, you know, seared meat flavor. You don't have to at all, but it definitely takes your recipe up a notch. Then we just put them in one by one. You want to not overcrowd the pan. Do it one layer at a time, flip them over. Now you're not cooking these at all. All you're doing is having a really high heat, searing them so it gets that nice dark brown color. Then you do it again and again. Alright, next we have butter in a pan. We're making the gravy. So, we're making a roux is basically what it is. You put butter in a pan, you can do bacon grease, you could do vegetable oil, any sort of grease. And then you add a little bit of flour to it. You cook it till it turns that brown color. That is getting the raw flour taste out. And then you add your liquid of choice. I used beef broth. You could use milk to make more of a thick gravy, chicken broth, any sort of broth. You know, that's how you make a gravy. Now we moved on to chopping all the vegetables. I used my slap chop. It's okay. It's a cheap slap chop, so it doesn't really rotate, but it did the job. And I'm just getting these all pretty minced up. Oh yeah, I did cut the potatoes a bit thicker. I didn't want them to get super mushy or anything. Alright, let's keep chopping. I do believe I cut the onion up into really small pieces and then some bigger pieces to add to the stew because I like big pieces. John doesn't really like big pieces, so his got minced up really small. Oh yeah, that was where I had all the little minced up stuff and then some of the big onions, trying to saute those first a little bit, get them soft. Added some of the carrots, saute, add some garlic. Usually you only cook that for a few seconds till it's fragrant. Here we're making some beef broth. You just take the bouillon stuff, put it in hot water, and stir it till, all that black stuff becomes broth. It's just really concentrated broth. That is, I think it was celery. And I put a bunch of dehydrated mushrooms in there. And I'm gonna add everything together, really. Got the meat, we got the gravy. There's the beef broth and mushroom mixture. Add a little bit extra water. Stir, stir, stir. And here's all the gravy. It was really hard to hold that cast iron up, but I did it because I'm strong. It looks like I might have already put the meat in there. Did I miss that somehow? Possibly, because I don't see the meat bowl, and it looks like there's meat in there. So I just added all the rest of the vegetables. They're just raw. They'll cook down, and it'll be so good. Add a little bit more water. Get it up to the brim, because some of that's going to evaporate. And then you just let it simmer forever, and that's basically your beef stew. Pretty simple. You can taste it, make sure you don't need any more salt and pepper, or any other seasonings. Now we're on to the cornbread. We got cornmeal, sugar, apple cider vinegar, baking soda, flour, whole milk, Crisco, butter, an egg, salt. We got our cast iron getting hot in the oven. Okay, looks like I did put the recipe in here. I would probably pause this and look at it slowly, because I'm probably not going to write it in the description because I'm just not that cool yet. So I really slowed it down. So go ahead and just go slow and read it, or you can probably go to that website. Maybe I'll try to link the recipe below. I could probably figure that out. It can't be that hard, right? Okay, first we use the milk, and you add the milk. Looks like 1 cup of milk, splash of vinegar. Oh yeah, I'm making buttermilk. That's how you make buttermilk, folks. Milk and vinegar, or lemon juice, anything acidic. And it makes it kind of chunky. Now we're going to add the cornmeal, it looks like. Looks to be about 1 cup of cornmeal. Oh, just kidding. 2 cups of cornmeal. I think I was putting the wet and dry ingredients in separate bowls, because they tell you to do that in baking, so I don't know, follow the rules. Or don't. It probably doesn't matter. Looks like some salt. We did baking powder a second ago. 1 egg. Then we got the flour. Looks like half a cup of flour, maybe? Oh, looks like we're putting a little bit of sugar in it. So you mix all the dry ingredients together first, so that they are evenly distributed throughout. Oh yeah, and then we add the Crisco to the pan. I usually like butter flavor, but this is all I had. You get that hot in the pan. Let it melt some. And then, oh yeah, I added some real butter too. If you just put butter, it'll burn, because butter has milk in it, which has sugars in it. If you get too hot, it will burn. So if you add another kind of oil to it before you add just the butter, usually it doesn't burn. So we mix up the wet ingredients, add the dry ingredients, mix, 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 don't overmix. Sometimes they say that. I'm not really sure if they said that in this recipe, but then you pour the extra, leave a little bit so that it will coat the bottom of the pan. You mix that in, oh man, it is so delightful. You put it all in the pan, scrape it all out. Swoosh it down a little bit so it's even. And then we put it in the oven. And it looks like we cooked it for 30 minutes. I think I ended up cooking it a bit longer. But yeah, till it's golden brown. You could stick a knife in the middle, make sure that it's done. And here's some B-roll. Want me to try a bite for you? I will. Looks good, huh? B-roll City. Oh yeah, let me point out. I did add a can of tomatoes to the beef stew later on. Completely forgot. So add a can of diced tomatoes. And then eat until you cannot eat anymore. Actually, don't do that. But that's pretty much what I did because it was so delicious. Thank you guys for sticking around for the whole video. I hope you liked it. I hope if you cook it, tell me. Comment below. Let me know if you liked it. We really liked it. I froze half of it so we get to have it for another day. And I just made extra so that I could freeze it. And that's a cool way to stock up your freezer. So, catch you on the flip side. Beef stew today.